All right, let's dive into some pretty intense stuff today, guys. Unresolved trauma and its impact on our mental well-being.
Oh, yeah, are getting deep.
We're talking about depression, anxiety, the whole shebang, our source material. A YouTube video, straight to the point,
I like it.
by mindset coach Nikki from the channel, your favorite manifestation and mindset consultant.
I've seen some of her videos. She's got a real knack for breaking down complex topics, you know?
Totally, and that's what we're here to do today. Distill the key teachings from this video and understand how unresolved trauma can really mess with our minds.
It's more common than people think.
Way more.
Way.
So let's jump right in. The video starts with a bold claim. Unresolved trauma. It can lead to depression, anxiety, or both.
Right off the bat, no sugarcoating?
Nope. And I noticed she uses those little heart emojis throughout the video, to kind of keep the viewers engaged.
Yeah, it's like a visual cue, a little reminder that this is about healing and self-love.
Exactly. And it sets the tone for her message, which is all about personal responsibility and the power we have to heal ourselves.
Absolutely. And that leads us to her two main points, or pillars, as she calls them, for transformation. Healing and mind mastery.
Healing and mind mastery. Got it.
She keeps repeating this phrase, you came here to evolve. It's like a mantra, a call to action.
I love that. You came here to evolve. It's like, hey, we all have this potential for growth, but it's up to us to tap into it.
It's empowering, right? Taking ownership of our journey.
For sure. And a big part of that journey is understanding the impact of unresolved trauma.
And that's where things get really interesting.
Okay, tell me more.
So Nikki uses the striking analogy to describe depression.
All ears.
She talks about the mind being stuck in a past year, like literally reliving those painful memories.
Stuck in the past.
While the body is trying to exist in the present, in 2024.
Whoa, like a time warp.
It's like being caught between two timelines, unable to fully move forward.
That's a powerful image. It really highlights the disconnect that can happen when we haven't dealt with past traumas.
Exactly. And she even asks viewers, point blank, if they've been carrying trauma for 5 years or more.
5 years? That's a long time.
It's a wake-up call, to really examine our own experiences and see if we're holding on to anything that's no longer serving us.
And that brings us to the tough part. Healing. It's our responsibility.
Trauma might not be our fault, but healing, that's on us.
We have the power to choose healing, to break free from the past's grip.
It's a choice we make every single day.
And it's not just about individual healing either, right? Nikki talks about generational healing, this idea that our personal healing can impact our lineage, even the universe.
Whoa, heavy stuff.
It's like this ripple effect, our individual transformation contributing to a greater collective healing.
Okay, but how do we actually achieve that personal transformation? Where do we even begin?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Well, Nikki has a practical approach. The Nikki Method, she calls it.
The Nikki Method in training.
It's a 5-step process designed to help us master our minds and overcome those pesky negative thought patterns.
I'm liking this already. Break it down for us.
Step 1, it's all about using your emotions as a gauge, like a car's check engine light.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
If you're feeling anxious, depressed, overwhelmed, that's a signal. Something needs attention.
Like a warning sign.
You got to stop and ask yourself, what's triggering these emotions? What thoughts are fueling this fire?
So it's about recognizing our emotions as valuable signals, not just trying to ignore them.
Precisely. Emotions are powerful messengers. They're trying to tell us something.
So we listen.
And then, once you've identified the culprit, that negative thought pattern, step 2 is to consciously stop it in its tracks.
Stop it. How?
Nikki encourages you to literally say U-turn out loud.
Out loud. Interesting.
It's like a mental and verbal interruption, a way to redirect your attention to the present moment.
I like it. It's active. It's engaging. It's not just passive thinking.
Exactly. It's about taking control, shifting gears.
So we stop the negative thought spiral with a U-turn. Then what?
Then, to really solidify that shift, step 3 is all about grounding yourself in the present.
Grounding.
Using your senses, asking yourself sensory questions like, what do I see? What do I hear? What do I smell?
Bringing yourself back to the here and now.
Exactly. It's a powerful way to reconnect with your surroundings and break free from that mental loop.
It's like hitting the reset button.
And finally, step 4, the grand finale. Replacing those negative thoughts with empowering affirmations.
The power of positive self-talk.
It's about consciously choosing thoughts that support your well-being and align with the reality you want to create.
We become what we think, right?
It's all connected.
So we've got awareness, action, positive self-talk. It's a pretty comprehensive process.
It is, and it's just the beginning.
Because Nikki doesn't stop at depression. She tackles anxiety, too,
Oh, yeah. Anxiety, the future's grip on our minds.
often fueled by those past traumas we were talking about.
It's like this vicious cycle.
And she even shares a personal story about experiencing a panic attack.
It makes her teaching so much more relatable.
It's like, hey, she gets it. She's been there.
She uses this visual of the anxious mind being projected into the future.
Fast forwarding into worry.
While the body remains stuck in the present, it's like living in a constant state of what if.
Exhausting.
And here's where she makes a fascinating connection. Manifesting abundance.
Okay, this should be good.
She argues that you can't truly manifest abundance if your underlying frequency, your inner state, is still one of lack.
Like attracting abundance when you're vibrating at a scarcity frequency.
It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole.
It's not going to work.
And she uses the example of lottery winners who quickly lose their winnings.
I've heard of that happening.
Because their inner world, their beliefs and mindset haven't caught up to their outer reality.
It's a powerful reminder that true abundance comes from within.
It's an inside job.
So it's about shifting your entire identity, your whole being, to one that aligns with abundance.
Yeah, and she gives some great advice on how to do that.
Like what?
She encourages viewers to ask themselves, what value can I bring to the world? What do I love doing that I can get paid for?
Aligning your passions with your purpose.
And letting abundance flow naturally from that place of alignment.
I like that. It's about finding that sweet spot where your passion, purpose, and abundance all intersect.
And she's a living example of this. She left the corporate world to pursue her passion for mindset and manifestation.
Walking the talk.
And she built a successful business doing what she loves.
It's proof that it's possible to create a life that's both fulfilling and abundant.
Absolutely. And if you're ready to explore her work further, I highly recommend checking out her website.
Oh, yeah. What's the website again?
weareallwinning.com. It's a
Yeah.
great resource for anyone looking to dive deeper into these principles.
Awesome. We'll definitely check it out. But for now, let's get back to this idea of shifting our identity to one that aligns with abundance.
It sounds like a major overhaul.
It can be, but it's a journey, not a destination, right?
Exactly. She calls it the becoming journey.
The becoming journey. I like that.
She compares it to navigating a video game. There will be levels, challenges, obstacles, those inevitable monsters to overcome.
I've all got to face those monsters.
But the key is to keep playing the game, to persevere through the challenges and continue evolving.
So it's about embracing the process, knowing that growth and transformation take time and effort.
And it's about remembering that nobody is coming to save us.
We're responsible for our own growth,
We have to take ownership of our own journey.
which can be both empowering and daunting.
It is, but Nakia reminds us that it all starts with those two key pillars, healing and mind mastery.
Right back to the beginning.
We can't truly manifest abundance if we're still lugging around that baggage of unresolved trauma.
It's like trying to run a marathon with a backpack full of rocks.
You might make some progress, but you're going to hit a wall eventually.
So healing is the foundation. It's about addressing those past traumas, doing the inner work to heal and release what's no longer serving us.
And then mind mastery comes in. It's about becoming aware of our thoughts, interrupting those negative patterns, and consciously choosing thoughts that empower us.
It's about taking control of our inner world so we can create the outer reality we desire.
Exactly. And remember, Nakia offers that practical tool for mind mastery, the Nikki Method.
5 steps to freedom.
It's a powerful process that can help us reclaim control of our minds and ultimately our lives. It's like she's saying, you can't just slap on a Band-Aid and expect everything to be fine. You got to go deeper.
Address those underlying wounds.
Yeah, and that takes courage, facing those inner demons.
Not always easy.
But so worth it in the end.
So how do we tackle those deep-rooted issues? What's Nakia's approach to healing?
Well, she emphasizes the importance of self-awareness, really understanding our thought patterns and behaviors.
Recognizing those patterns, yeah.
And then she introduces a 5-step process she calls the Nikki Method. It's designed to help us master our minds and break free from those negative cycles.
Sounds promising. Walk us through it.
Step 1 is all about recognizing our emotions as signals, like red flags waving.
Okay, paying attention to those internal cues.
Yeah, like if you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed, it's a sign that something's off. Time to pause and ask yourself, what's triggering these feelings?
Digging deeper.
Exactly. And then step 2 is all about stopping that negative thought spiral in its tracks.
Putting on the brakes.
Literally, she encourages you to say, U-turn. Out loud.
Out loud, huh?
Yeah, it's like a mental and verbal interruption, a way to redirect your attention to the present moment.
I like it. It's active. It's engaging.
And then step 3 is all about grounding yourself in the here and now.
Grounding. Yeah, we've talked about that before.
It's about using your senses, asking yourself questions like, what do I see? What do I hear? What do I smell?
Bringing yourself back to reality.
And then step 4, it's time to replace those negative thoughts with positive affirmations.
The power of positive self-talk.
It's about choosing thoughts that support your well-being and align with the reality you want to create.
Like reprogramming your mind for success.
Exactly. And finally, step 5 is all about taking inspired action.
So it's not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about actually doing something about it.
It's about aligning your actions with your new beliefs and taking steps towards your goals.
Putting those positive thoughts into practice.
It's a comprehensive process. It takes effort, but it can be incredibly transformative.
It's like she's giving us a roadmap for personal growth.
And she doesn't just talk the talk, she walks the walk too.
I know she shares her own story of overcoming challenges and creating a successful business.
Yeah, it's inspiring to see that she's applied these principles in her own life and achieved amazing results.
It gives her teachings a certain credibility. It's like she's saying, I've been there, I've done that, and here's how you can do it too.
And for those who want more support, she offers a complete identity shift program on her website.
I remember you mentioned that earlier. WeAreAllWinning.com, right?
That's the one. It's packed with resources, masterclasses, meditations, and even weekly group coaching calls.
Wow, it's like having a personal mentor in your pocket.
It's a great option for anyone who's serious about transforming their lives.
Definitely worth checking out. But let's get back to this idea of shifting our identity.
That can feel pretty daunting.
It's like, who am I if I'm not the person I've always been?
Nakia explains that it's not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the best version of yourself.
Unveiling your true potential?
Yeah, it's about shedding those layers of conditioning and limiting beliefs that have been holding you back.
Like peeling back an onion.
Exactly, and revealing the radiant being underneath.
It's about recognizing your inherent worthiness and stepping into your power.
And that's a journey. It takes time and effort.
It's not a quick fix.
She compares it to a video game. There are levels, challenges, those inevitable monsters to face.
We've got to level up.
But the key is to keep playing, to keep moving forward even when things get tough.
It's about perseverance, resilience, and a willingness to learn from our mistakes.
And to celebrate our victories along the way.
Because every step forward is a win.
And it's important to remember that we're not alone on this journey.
We've got Nakia and her community to support us.
And we have each other. We're all in this together.
So let's keep playing the game, keep leveling up, and keep evolving into the best versions of ourselves.
Onwards and upwards.
Absolutely.
It's not about thinking you're better than everyone else.
No, it's about recognizing your inherent worth, the value you bring to the world, just by being you.
And sometimes that can be hard to see, especially if we've been through tough times.
Trauma can really mess with our sense of self.
It can make us feel broken, unworthy, like we don't deserve good things.
But that's just the trauma talking, it's not the truth.
Nakia reminds us that those feelings are not our identity. They're just echoes of the past.
And as we heal those wounds, our sense of self-worth starts to emerge.
It's like a flower that's been buried under rocks. Slowly but surely, it finds its way back to the light.
Beautiful imagery. So how do we cultivate that self-worth, especially after experiencing trauma?
It's a process. It takes time, patience, and a lot of self-love.
Self-love, that's key, isn't it?
It's about treating ourselves with kindness, compassion, and understanding.
Like we would a dear friend.
Exactly. And it's about recognizing that we are worthy of love and happiness regardless of our past experiences.
Our past doesn't define us.
And as we start to embody that self-love, our sense of self-worth naturally begins to blossom.
It's like we're giving ourselves permission to heal and grow.
And when we feel worthy, we start to attract more good things into our lives.
It's like we're raising our vibration to a frequency of abundance and joy.
Exactly. And Nakia uses this amazing metaphor to describe this transformation.
I love her metaphors. Lay it on me.
She talks about the process of a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly.
Classic, but powerful.
The caterpillar represents our old self, the one that's been shaped by our past and limited by our beliefs.
Stuck in the cocoon of our old patterns.
And the butterfly represents our true self, the one that's free to soar and experience life to the fullest.
That's beautiful. So we're all butterflies in the making.
We are, but just like the caterpillar's metamorphosis, the process of transformation can be messy and uncomfortable.
It's not always pretty.
But it's so worth it in the end.
Because when we emerge from that cocoon, we're stronger, more resilient, and more beautiful than ever before.
And we're ready to fly.
Ready to create a life that truly aligns with our soul's purpose.
And Nakia is there to guide us every step of the way.
Her complete identity shift program is like a roadmap for this transformation.
It's a comprehensive program that covers everything from healing trauma to mastering your mind to manifesting abundance.
It's like a one-stop shop for personal growth.
And it includes those weekly group mentorship sessions, which is a fantastic way to connect with others who are on the same journey.
Community is so important, especially when we're going through big changes.
It's like having a tribe of cheerleaders rooting you on every step of the way.
And if you're curious to learn more, you can check out Nakia's website, weareallwinning.com.
It's a treasure trove of resources, including information about her programs and services.
Well, this deep dive has been incredibly insightful. I feel like we've uncovered so many golden nuggets of wisdom.
It's been a journey, that's for sure.
And I love how Nikia emphasizes that we have the power to heal ourselves, to transform our lives, and to create a reality that's aligned with our deepest desires.
It's an empowering message.
It is, and I think it's a message that we all need to hear.
Especially in these times.
So as we wrap up this episode, I want to leave you with one final thought from Nikia. If your thoughts create your reality, what kind of reality are you creating right now?
Powerful question.
It really is. It's a reminder that we have a choice in every moment. We can choose to dwell on the past, or we can choose to create a future filled with love, joy, and abundance.
And it all starts with our thoughts.
So choose your thoughts wisely, my friends, and remember, you came here to evolve.
Until next time, keep diving deep.